We actually went in for 3 different setups where I walk you through each and every session of the shoot. So come along with me, let's explore. Gel photography is basically playing with colored light, and in today's video I walk you through how I use these 2 colored light to actually achieve this stunning shot. Today's video actually features an artist who is actually known to be Kwadwo previously, and now he's called SHARCLLES. So you can check him out on all digital platforms at SHARCLLES. So in today's video I decided to go in with a simple 2 light setup where I chose continuous light for this shoot. Later on I added a speed light to actually achieve a different look. So the very first setup I actually used for the shoot was 2 SL60Ws, which are continuous light. The main one was gelled with blue and the one behind was gelled with red. And I was actually shooting with my Canon EOS RP paired with the Canon 50mm STM 1.8 lens. I decided to go in with a minimal setup. So with the first setup, I decided to actually use my gray backdrop because gray is somehow neutral, and as a result of that, because my light will be spilling over to the backdrop, especially with my main light, which is the blue, will be spilling to the backdrop. I actually wanted my gray backdrop to catch the light coming from the main light. So what the main light was doing was to actually light my subject's face, and the modifier on the main light was the cone or the basic reflector and was gelled blue, and also behind my subject was the SL60W, the second one, with the reflector or the cone, also gelled red or pink as maybe you may put it. So prior to the shoot, I actually discussed what he wanted to achieve, and he actually let me know that he wanted to play with light. So he gave me the freedom to actually do my thing and also give him something epic. So the first setup was actually focused on getting a headshot or a portrait out of it, and the subsequent ones were mostly focused on getting medium portraits and full body lens shots. Yeah, I left one thing behind during the shoot. It was actually sponsored by Vintage Backdrops. They are into mostly canvas backdrops and props, and the check bars tool I used for the shoot was the Vintage Backdrops check bars tool. And not forgetting, today they are sponsoring our video too, and just as you can see behind me is the beige canvas backdrop from Vintage Backdrops. Check them out on Instagram and get yourself a canvas backdrop today. So fast forward to the second setup, I actually decided to go in for a different look where I actually used the 2 gelled lights, which is the 2 SL60s, to bring my subject and to also use them as the prop in my setup. So just as you can see behind my subject, we have the blue gelled SL60 on the right and the red or pink on the left. They were acting as a prop together as a rim light for my subject, and the light which is illuminating my subject was a speed light inside a cone, which was actually positioned in an area above my subject to light his face up. And yeah, that was it. And also with the backdrop I used, it was my gray seamless backdrop to actually catch light, as explained earlier on. And one thing about gel photography is you have to be calculated about the colors you choose for your setup. The reason why I actually chose the red and blue or the pink and blue was there is this kind of relationship between red and blue that even in post I can actually skew my blue into the teals and also skew my red into the oranges to achieve that teal and orange kind of look. at the end of the day, but that wasn't the decision we were going in for, so I tried to stick with the natural colors it came with. And quickly to the last setup I did for the shoot was still a 2-light setup, same continuous light, the SL60Ws, gelled with the red and the blue gels. And what I did differently this time around was I actually blown it against my subject and a backdrop to actually create a gradient of blue moving into the reds, or the reds moving into the blues. So you can see it created this kind of nice gradient, just you can see on the images being displayed on the video. And I also created this halo of light around my subject, elevating his personality in the shot. And all these shots were taken with my Canon EOS RP paired with a 50mm STM lens 1.8. As a matter of fact, though gear matters, but you don't need too much gear to actually achieve what you want, unless actually maybe the project you're embarking on specifies that you use a specific type of gear to achieve a specific kind of look. Funny enough, I didn't have snoots or optical spots back then, so I decided to use my continuous light with a cone on them to actually create that circular shape around my subject. And I think it turned out really nice, and you can also try or practice when you have the time to. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and learned a thing or two. Don't forget to check out vintage backdrops on Instagram for all your canvas backdrops. And also don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe to the channel. There is more coming. And Charlie, on to the next. Charlie, we will talk, Charlie. Peace.